What's up, gamers? This is Rio Pesino for the Reboot episode number 1, and today's feature is about the old school games of yesteryear. Your PacMans, your Dig Dugs, your Defenders. We're going to go ahead and check that out in just a bit, but before we do that, let's go ahead and take you to a segment we'd like to call The Wrap, a roundup of gaming news. And you know what August is? August is the time where football fans get ready for the NFL season. However, it's also the time that Madden fans get ready for the release of Madden 08. August 14th was the day that all Maddenites either called in sick for work or lied to their girlfriends or wives about, where they're gonna be that morning, or even skip school. I've done that a few times myself just to buy this game. Now, Madden 08 is available for all consoles: Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Nintendo Wii, and the older consoles like the PS2. The new Madden actually has a number of new features, including a weapon system where the star players have special abilities. And actually, the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions have all the goodies that are currently in the PS2 version. Now, Madden 08 has some competition this year, with rival 2K Sports coming out with their game, All Pro Football 2K8. Rumors of an Xbox 360 price drop have finally been confirmed. Good news for a lot of gamers out there. Microsoft announced that they are lowering the price of all 3 of its consoles: the Xbox 360 Core, the Xbox 360 Premium, and of course the uber expensive Xbox 360 Elite. Now, the reason behind the price drop, rumors have been circulating that it could be because of the cheap Nintendo Wii, or even Sony's announcement that they were lowering the price of its PlayStation 3. However, the real reason, Microsoft says, to coincide with the release of Madden 08. As if 60 gigabytes wasn't enough, Sony announced that they released the 80 gig PlayStation 3, which is available right now in stores. Now, the new 80 gig PS3 comes with the game MotorStorm packaged in it. The 60 gigabyte PlayStation 3 had its price lowered down from $599 to $499, down $100. So that means everybody can afford to buy a PS3 now. It's so cheap. Now, if I asked you what was the most popular online activity here in the US, what would you think it would be? No, it's not porn. It's not MySpace or YouTube or Friendster. Gaming is actually the most popular online web activity, according to a new report by Parks Associates. Now, in an average week, the report says that 34% of online users here in the US play video games online, while 24% go on sites such as YouTube, Blinks, and other online video web pages. 19% go on social networking sites such as MySpace and Facebook. MTV is known for shows like Pimp My Ride, Wild 'N Out, Real World, and of course, music videos. Now, the company is delving into the world of video games, investing $500 million into the industry. The company wants to make video games a core part of its business heading into the near future. Last year, the company invested in game developer Harmonix, which is known for its Guitar Hero series, and its parent company, Viacom, actually invested $100 million, or over $100 million, into Xfire, which is an online instant messaging gaming service. And that's the wrap. It's 2007 where people play 360, PS3, and Nintendo Wii, but to this day, there's still an appreciation for the old school games. So we went over to California Extreme 2007 in San Jose, California to see those throwback games and much more.
It started 11 years ago with some collectors that wanted to share their collections and see other collections, so they found an empty building and brought their games down, invited other people, and promoted a show.
Favorite games by far were Missile Command and Centipede, hands down.
Warlords, Space War, and Eliminator, 4-player.
The Journey video arcade game.
Tempest.
Tempest, that's it? Nothing else?
Tempest. I suck at everything else. With Tempest, I can get a crowd.
Just hitting up Defender a little bit.
Playing them is different than a video game. I'm a pinball guy.
You got the pinball machines, so you got the Creature of the Black Lagoon, Earthshaker.
I like the new one that we brought this year, the new old one. It's Shoot the Bear from Seaburg, 1949.
My very favorite is Doodlebug, which I think is from like the 50s or maybe even the 30s. It's over there. I just love it. It's got this little wiggly thing.
Way back in the early 80s, in the heyday of video games, I was actually the world record holder at one time or another on 5 different machines.
What were those games?
Well, most famous is Frogger, also Moon Patrol, Bagman, Pango, and Tutankhamun.
Did a little Arabian Nights before it broke down. Tommy, South Park.
You got South Park, you get Elvis, you got the Family Guy.
Tempest wasn't working. That would have been the one I would have been playing if it was working.
My Bagman score was 3,333,330 and took 12 hours to get.
Pong, did Pong, Space Race, gotcha.
Oh, that last guy, he wasn't talking about the games that he was playing. He was actually talking about the games that he created. That was Alcorn, co-founder of Atari. He understands why old school games are still popular to this day.
I think the old games demand more timing and coordination and imagination about what goes on.
You can just walk up and play it. You don't have to learn like 20,000 different things. So it's a combination of the simplicity, just the specialized controls, and the social aspect, which I think will always keep it going.
It reminds them of a simpler time. They like going and playing a game that they know they can play. It's always been around, it always will be.
There's something about the simplicity of them, but, you know, it still works your senses all the way anyway, you know. I mean, you got these, like, you know, long-term gamers that are playing these games like EverQuest and stuff that takes 6 months or whatever, you know. It's like this, you know, you can kill 5 minutes or you can kill 5 hours.
But I have to believe that the gameplay is still there. You know, after many years and many new other changes, they're still fun to play.
Video games are predictable. It's run by a computer. Everything is results of the computer. When you get a ball rolling around on a play field, there's odds.
It's just a completely different feel. Like, you'll get somebody like me that doesn't like to play video games, that doesn't like to play games on the computer, but you take somebody like me who's really into mechanical things, and when you, like, it's a completely different experience because you can feel it.
I look forward to California Extreme every year because it's the first place I ever showed photographs of pinball machines. You can imagine how many generations of players have been there, and so it's kind of like reliving part of history.
What does your wife think about this?
She hates them.
What keeps retro gaming alive?
Old people. As soon as we die out, it's gone.
So that's it for episode number 1. Thank you so much for joining me for the debut episode of The Reboot. For our next show, we'll be at the Penny Arcade Expo in Seattle, Washington. I hope you can join us then. In the meantime, if you want to leave comments on this show, we'd love to hear from you. And if you want to go ahead and find me on Xbox Live, you can. If you want to get your ass beat, my screen name is REE10 or Re10. For The Reboot, I'm Rio Pesino.